Hey everyone, and welcome to Otaku Talk. These chapters just keep getting better and better and better. I don't care if I sound like a fanboy. This arc has been tremendous. You can really feel like how high octane it's gotten, how fast paced it's gotten. I really can't wait for the anime to come out because I really need to see some of these scenes animated, especially these fight scenes. Typically that's what I'll watch. I'm usually a manga reader because I love, you get more story and you get more of the source from the manga. But man, there's nothing like watching a great action sequence go down in anime. Nothing touches it. And this part of the arc is going to be fire animated. If you're new to my channel, thank you for tuning in. This is Otaku Talk. I'm your host, OD. Please just take a second right now to like, share, and subscribe. Please, click on that bell. Click on that bell right now. Help a brother out. I will need like 20 more subscribers to get to like YouTube content creator, and I have more access to more features, so I would really appreciate that. Anyway, without much further ado, let's get into it. So we start off with the Scabbards, and then basically Kinemon, the leader, decides, hey, we should all split up, right? So something interesting about this chapter is the title is called Itch, and there's two references to like itch or itching in this. And I think that we're kind of meant to more focus on the second one, but I'm going to focus on the first. But before I get to that, basically the Scabbards decide to split up. And it seems amongst themselves, their goal is to still keep, their goal is still the same, and to keep Odin's dream alive, and that's to open the borders of Wano. So we've been pretty much, reinformed that, hey, don't forget that by the end of this arc, the whole point is for Wano to be reopened. What's going to happen when it reopens? We don't know, but that's not what we're supposed to focus on right now. And I kind of like that reminder. Sometimes when things get, I would never say that this is convoluted, by the way, but when things get hectic as they are, it's kind of hard to keep track of where we are, where we've been, and where we're going, right? And so just a subtle reminder like that, I think is really important. Anyway, so pretty much Izu asks his sister or brother, however you want to go for it. I'm going to go with the gender that Kiku prefers, which is female, and Izo prefers male, so I'll refer to Izo as a male. So I'll refer to Kiku as sister, Izo as the brother. Simple, right? So basically asks, how are you doing? Now, I don't know if you guys remember, she got her whole damn arm cut off. And she basically tells this man, how dare you ask me that? It's just an itch. Which obvious Monty Python immediately came to mind with the knight that lost not only his arm, his other arm, and his leg, and still had the audacity to say, "'Tis a scratch. It's but a flesh wound." And I'm getting such heavy vibes. There's actually a lot of callbacks in this chapter that I get vibes from so many other things from. So that was the first one, and I'm really concerned. For those of you who've been following me for a while, I've said that I really do think the Scabbards aren't getting out of this alive. I do think that there's going to be a handful of dead Scabbards. I think I don't think originally Kiku was one, but now I think now I consider her possibly being on that list. I remember saying it would be between Neku and Inu, and I remember saying I think it's going to be Neku that dies because Inu is the more calm one, and so I do think that having the death of his homie Nico, he's been around for since they were kids, would really liven him up a bit. Because like I said, Inu just seems to really be cool, calm, and collected typically, while Neko's more the brash one. So I would like to see a little bit change of not personality, but a catalyst in sparking rage in Inu. And I forget who else I said at the time. I said in the video I had made a list prior about the reasons why I think these Scabbards are more willing to die than these ones. But yeah, that was really interesting. All right, so but yeah, I do really think that Kiku is lying about her wound not bothering her. She only has one arm, but at the end of the day, she's not, she's not no, punk bitch. She's a fucking samurai, and in fact, she's a samurai of Wano. And even as we've seen throughout this series, like there's a lot of pride that comes with that. Even Otama, when she, with her ninja training and whatnot, would let herself starve and would drink, contaminated water and would try not to. Even when she was hungry, you would hear her stomach growling. Wouldn't complain because that's not what they do. It's a cultural thing. This is how they are. We don't, bitch. We don't complain. We could be on death's door, but we're not going to submit and succumb. And I have to respect that. I am one of those people that's like, that's dumb. You need to take care of yourself. But when you're leading a revolution, when you're fighting for something you believe in, sacrifices have to be made. So take that with a grain of salt. Sicilian, and I believe his name is pronounced Barriette. I'm not quite sure. The monkey we've been seeing since Zoe. And then Sicilian is one of the, I believe, the 3 or 4 musketeers. Basically, they share that Carrot and Wanda are currently fighting Perospero, who Nico wasn't aware of, but is the cause of Pedro's death. Pedro had to blow himself up in order to free the Sunny from the candy that Perospero had used to dock the ship, pretty much to keep it anchored, and he sacrificed his life to let the Straw Hats get away. You immediately see like the pride Nico feels in hearing that his last actions were one of complete and utter unselfishness and bravery, and I think like knowing his subordinate did that really brought heart to him. Also, the fact that his subordinate's murderer is there, and I know it's weird to say murder because at the end of the day, Pedro killed himself, right? But there were systems in place that caused that, and it was because of Perospero. I'm curious if he's gonna give Nico the same spiel he gave Cared about. How can you blame me for his death? Y'all invaded our territory. Y'all invaded our base. Actually, something about the irony of all these fights I want to bring up towards the end of the video because honestly, if you think about it, like everyone has their reasons to be mad at someone else. Now, granted, Kaido and like the Yonko kind of started with, the tyranny and stuff they impose in other places. But like I said, we'll get to that. So Nico looks pissed. I love that panel. And he's just like, oh, bet. He's here? You already know where I'm going. And then just immediately zooms out. He's going so fast and so high that in the panel they say he's flying. So he is booking it. He's going to get there in only a matter of, I give it no less than 2 chapters. He'll be there. No less than 2 chapters. So we move over. We're back with Yamato, Momo, and the Kunoichi, right? And so Yamato decides, hey, I'm gonna act as bait. I'm gonna pretend to be carrying around this fake Momo and try to buy you guys some time. I'm gonna leave you, Kunoichi, to protect Momo. What's going on the roof? We get another display of Momo's utilization of the voice of all things. I guess we're just going to get really, really used to it now. It's not a surprise to anyone anymore. Everyone's just kind of used to it. I have a feeling that, like in an off-panel screen, Yamato probably explained that, hey, my dad can do the same thing, and probably explain more along the lines of what it means, how it works, how to utilize it, because just how calm Momo is about it, and just kind of like, I sense their spirits, like he's not really freaked out, like he's kind of, I do think there was a conversation that was had that kind of, got him in tune with like what his abilities are. I do think it's hockey related. I do think that in and of itself, the being able to hear the voice of all things is inherently like connected to hockey in some way or form. Exactly how, we're not sure yet. Oda will reveal that down the line, but I do think there is something to that. I do think that there is, there's a lot that's going to come from Momo, and we just can't know. He's got to somehow become Shogun after this, or at least, have an interim Shogun that, we can trust to lead the country until he is of age. He at least has to, at least in my opinion, use his sword once. He has a super powerful sword. Um, you know, Zoro has Enma. He has the other. I would like to see him use that. He's been training off screen and on screen for quite some time now under both Kinemon and Zoro. So, I just want to see him, do one crucial moment. We do know he has the potential and capability to be brave and to do brave things. Like, I'm still riding that high from where he was pretty much asked to denounce himself. Like, Kaido fully knew he was Momo, but he was like, hey, you tell me you're anyone but Momo, descendant of Odin. You're free to go. Gave him a get out of jail free card. But Momo, as a kid, had the balls to say, nah, I'm Odin. I'm Momonosuke Kazuki, son of Odin Kazuki. Like that went hard, and I will always respect him for that. We have a lot of things we still need to see from Momo though, like him, overcoming his fear of heights, him, exploring the potential of his Devil Fruit. Because as we saw a chapter or two ago, I think 2 chapters ago, the CP0 are kind of throwing some sus on the fact that his Devil Fruit is a failure. So I really don't think that's a throwaway line. I think everyone knows that's not a throwaway line. I think we're gonna get something from that. But yeah, so Yamato's like, I'm gonna go out and be bait. I really hope we get to see her fight. I've been wanting to see her fight since her introduction. She's such a cool character. Her character design is fire. Oh, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, but new One Piece SBS is out, and also the new One Piece SBS is out, as well as the new popularity poll. So if you haven't seen that, go ahead and check it out. I'll probably throw it up so you guys can check. I'll throw it up now so you guys can check it out. But here's the popularity poll. Feel free to check that out at some point. Pause, look over it. I was really happy. My top 3 are in the top 5. You got my boy Luffy, Zoro, and Law. So I'm very happy about that. Katakuri was relatively high up. We didn't forget, gone but not forgotten. My boy Ace came in at 9, I believe. Super excited about that. I'm gonna sound like a hater right now. Sabo is 10. I think that's a little bit too high. I feel like people are like replacing their feelings with Ace with Sabo, or giving him the respect he's due as like Luffy's brother. A little sad. My homies forgot about Enel. Enel's super low, but I get it. But yeah, very interesting poll. Overall, obviously pleased with it. It's good. It's nice to see how like different people feel about different characters. Like people you expect to be higher and lower. I had my feelings about stuff. But anyway, something I really wanted to get into was, like I said, I really want to see Yamato fight. We almost had a chance to see her fight, but it didn't happen. We saw her grow fangs, so clearly she's a Devil Fruit user. Now, for the longest time, I had a theory that Kaido possibly may not be fully human, maybe some Oni hybrid. Originally, before we found out about his Devil Fruit, I thought maybe a dragon, some kind of hybrid, because I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that he's known as Kaido, the king of beasts, the strongest creature alive. And like we know, Whitebeard was known as the strongest man alive. So why is this dude named as the strongest creature? And I thought that, it would be kind of a red herring for it simply to be because he's a Zoan, he's regarded as the strongest creature. Just because he's a Zoan, right? I was like that doesn't make him not a human anymore. It just gives him the abilities of, a Zoan type user. And so I did a little research. I saw Reddit posts, I saw Google posts, and basically something I found out interesting is there's 4 symbols in Chinese, 4 constellations, 4 guardian deities, 4 guardian beast deities. They have numerous names, but those guardian deities are the Azure Dragon, Vermilion Bird, this turtle snake, and this white tiger, the Ryoku, and the turtle's name, the Genbu, and I forget about the other names. And so basically what it seems to be happening is in Wano we are going to see all 4 of these creatures. Now I know Marco technically is a blue phoenix, and the Vermilion Bird is red, but I think, semantics at this point. Oda's obviously going to take creative liberties, just kind of like how he did with the story of was not Momonosuke, but Momoshiki or whatever, the character that the Peach Boy that Momo is based off of. Just like how we have a Kainu, dog, monkey, and pheasant. Oda does take liberties. So we have our Vermilion Bird. We have our dragon in Kaido. Also, something about Kaido is the name Kaido kind of means like, I believe, like monster child. And so maybe, and that kind of brings me back to like, kind of getting rid of my original theory that he's not a human. Maybe he's just, a regular human that just was bigger and larger and more intimidating than everyone else, and growing up that caused them problems. Like, I really cannot wait for a Kaido flashback, because I really feel like we are going to get a lot of exposition on this man, and it's gonna be very worthwhile. I think it's gonna be a lot of worthwhile exposition. We heard a lot from Big Mom about how she always considered Kaido to be a little brother, and like she always looked after him, and she's always gotten along with him, and I wouldn't be surprised if she's the one that taught him the Elbaf techniques, because we don't really hear any word or any connection of him being affiliated with the Giants, even though he does have the numbers, so there might be a connection there. But I think what it comes down to in that regard is, Big Mom also was just an anomaly. Straight up, she was an anomaly. We see her parents, and as a child, she was way bigger than her parents. As a child, she was way stronger than giants. A human child was not only comparable to the size of, but stronger than giants. So I think that's more along the lines of, he was just a regular person, but he just kind of embraced this like Kaido monster child, personality that was given characteristic that was imbued with him, similar to like how Katakuri did when because of his mouth, how he was seen as a monster. They just kind of embraced what people saw them as, which is really sad. But at the end of the day, they took things too far, and you can have sympathy for the bad guy, but you have to call a spade at the end of the day, and hold people accountable for their own actions and their autonomy. So anyway, moving on. So yeah, last thing before I move on. So yeah, there's the four guardian spirits. We have Kaido the dragon, Marco the phoenix. The two other ones that we have yet to see are the Ryoko, which is the white tiger, which apparently the white tiger is the exact like adversary of the dragon. Like, apparently part of Chinese mythos, the dragon and the tiger have huge beef. So it would make a lot of sense that like Yamato, who goes against everything that Kaido stands for, would have the white tiger mythical Zoan, the Ryuko fruit, and I would love to see what abilities come of that. And finally, you might be asking, okay, who's the turtle? Who's the Genbu? Well, this one was super hard to figure out, and I was like, maybe this theory just isn't wrong, but I don't know. It's just too much of a coincidence for there to be 3 out of 4 and not the fourth. And so, in my opinion, I think Genbu is Fukuro Kujo. Now, why do I think it's Fukuro Kujo? Because even though Genbu apparently is a turtle, in everything I researched, it's a turtle that's like also attached to a snake. So you can think of it as a turtle with like maybe like a snake tail, or a snake emerging from some part of his body. So who do we know in this chapter that's a snake? Orochi. Orochi is a snake. He has what's called Yamato no Orochi fruit. And so who is Fukuro Kujo to Orochi? Fukuro Kujo is Orochi's, pretty much bodyguard, his number one right hand bodyguard, protector. So it kind of makes sense that, when you think of defense and protection, you think of, a shield, a shell, turtle, right? And then, Genbu often was, co-aligned with a snake. So you have turtle Genbu Fukuro Kujo, and snake Orochi. I don't think I'm reaching. I think it makes a lot of sense, but let me know in the comments what you think. Anyway, let's move on to the next part of this chapter. Oda keeps making life good for us. He just does the perfect combination of just action, storytelling, world building, and comedy. Because at its core, you have the comedy aspect of One Piece, and that's truly what makes it so enjoyable. If you're not a fan of comedy and stuff like that, like, I still think the great writing should draw you in, but like the comedy is what made us love One Piece. And Oda just shows us again what a genius he is with this next scene. So we have Sanji coming up, giving me strong Wolfwood vibes. If you don't know who Wolfwood is, I heavily recommend and suggest you check out this anime called Trigun. It's a really good series, a really old series, but it's a classic. Check it out. I don't want to give away too much, but it's about this dude. He has a really high bounty out, and he's one of the most dangerous men in the world. His name is Vash the Stampede, and Wolfwood is like the another main character in that, and he has a cross. He's like a priest or something, and he has like a cross shaped gun, and like different parts of the cross like some parts of the cross hold
Actual
other
shit.
guns, and
So
or he
clearly,
could, he
like,
can use the entire.
cross
Zoro has
itself
always been
to
fire like
drastically
RPGs.
injured
It's
and
super
encased
lit.
in bandages
Check it
throughout
out.
the entire
So,
series.
at this point,
My
it's
boy
just
Zoro is
another gag.
completely
Like
bandaged
like
across
Zoro
the-
is
I was so
always
confused
wrapped.
for the longest time when I
Like,
first saw it. I was
looks
like,
like
what
a
is that?
mummy, man. I was seeing comments of people being like, I really hope that this is what's used on this wanted poster. I really don't, because it would, like, sometimes the reads are really stupid and you're like, why would you choose this picture? But like, this would be beyond stupid. You can't even see the guy. Like, it would be dumb. It would be super dumb. But oh my god, this is hilarious. And I really want Sanji to use Zoro as like a prop and use him to catapult himself off and propel himself for kicks. Maybe like use him to hit some people, but like I don't think he would do that just because of how like grievously injured Zoro is at this time. And I was just like, for the longest time while I was watching this, I was like, bro, Law, what are like I'm thinking Law did this because like Zoro is just so messed up that like Law had to go OD on the bandages. Like, that's just how, like, Zoro is so jacked up. Like, this is how Law had to bandage him. But then we get a like, I really did think Law did this because of the degree of Zoro's injury. But no, we have a flashback. We see Zoro and Law falling from the sky. Sanji, like the hero he is, catches them. My boy Law is just sitting on either Sanji's arm or shoulder like a boss. Like, he's just like casually just sitting there, legs crossed, chilling. While Sanji's holding him. That killed me. And Law essentially is like, hey, oh, perfect, you're here. Take care of your homie. I'm out. And I was kind of upset, bro. I was low key heated. I'm like, bro, you're a doctor. Treat him. You even saw like he has broken ribs on ribs on ribs. Help him. So, I'm just gonna assume that I'm just gonna assume that I think it's fucked up, but I assume that like Law has good reason. He like didn't have time to sit around and heal him. He has other things to get to. He has other places to be and help out with. Maybe he already gave him some pre-treatment, even though it doesn't seem like it at all. Literally, it seems like a continuation from the last chapter where he got him, Zoro, and Zeus out of there, and that was the extent of it. Also, I love the part where Sanji sees Zeus. He's like, "Hey, why aren't you with Nami?" And Zeus just like, "I'm out," because like obviously Sanji's not aware that like Zeus is kind of rejoined Big Mom. If you want to kind of say that, we still don't know what's gonna happen. I actually do have a theory I want to bring up in the towards the end of the video as well. So yeah, man. Oh man, but now knowing that it was Sanji that bandaged Zoro is actually kind of cute. It's cute as fuck. There's this kind of idea that Zoro and Sanji hate each other, and I don't prescribe to it. I have a YouTuber I really enjoy watching. His name is Mr. Morge, and I prefer his analysis videos more than his reviews. Like, he does these amazing, phenomenal like breakdowns of like the literature and like foreshadowing and the tropes and elements in One Piece. Those are phenomenal. His reviews are, at the end of the day, reviews just like mine. They're thoughts and opinions, and you can share them or you can dismiss them. Sometimes he has some really good ones. Sometimes he has some off ones. And he released a video about like why Zoro and Sanji hate each other and blah blah blah, and why like the fans hate each other. And like, I don't like that. I think it's just a friendly rivalry, like plain and simple. I think it's simply a rivalry, and I think they pretend to hate each other. I don't think they truly hate each other. I've seen too many anime where, two main characters that are like um constantly butting heads, but at the end of the day they come through for each other. At the end of the day they love and support each other. At the end of the day they're crewmates. At the end of the day they're nakama, right? Zoro always eats Sanji's food. Sanji always looks out for Zoro. I personally think that what he did on not Punk Hazard, on Thriller Bark was just so it's partially so Sanji didn't have to go through that. Zoro at the end of the day, well, technically he didn't go to Whole Cake. I was gonna say he also went to Whole Cake. No, he had a mission on Wano, right? But like at the end of the day, like Zoro will never let anything happen to Sanji that he can avoid. Yeah, he'll talk shit. Yeah, if he has to save him, he'll look out for him. Yeah, they have their little squabbles, but I see it more akin to like Asta and his rival in that series where I always refer to it as like a healthy Naruto Sasuke relationship where they're legitimate rivals and friends and they support each other. Yeah, they talk shit, but it's because they're trying to hype the other person up. They're trying to make sure the other person doesn't fall behind. They're trying to make sure the other person achieves their dreams. That's what a good rival does. I did Taekwondo a lot, and I had a really good friend who, as far as Taekwondo in that setting, he was my best friend, and we would train hard. We would train hard. Every time we had to partner up with someone, we would always partner up with each other, and we would push each other to the limit. We would make sure the other person wasn't slacking off. We would always try to, try out different techniques, try out different methods. And then when we fought, we would fight like we were trying to kill each other. But, it was all love and all for our mutual benefit. So yeah, I'm sorry for that tangent, but I just don't like this idea that like they truly hate each other. I think it's gag only, and I really do hope that they're going to have like a really touching moment by the end of the series. I really hope that somehow there's an illusion or they touch upon the sacrifice that Zoro made on Thriller Bark. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I just thought that was like I just thought that was super cute. And speaking of cute, I think something else that was even cuter than that was basically Zoro fills in Sanji about what happened, what took place on the rooftop, as well as what's happening now. And basically he doesn't really tell him it's Conquer's Haki, but basically he explains to Sanji from our point of view that Luffy is starting to get a handle on Conquer's Haki, and he's going to win. And I just love how Sanji is like,
well, obviously.
And like, is that not adorable? Is that not like, does that not like pull at your heartstrings? Like, I just think that the faith and trust and admiration they have in their captain is just so pure. It's just so pure and so inspiring. And like, you have to be like that. Like we've seen it time and time again, but he wants to be the Pirate King. They all have these outlandish, grandiose dreams. And Luffy was one of the first people for each of these individuals to believe in their individual dreams. Luffy from day one has always believed in their dreams, so kind of de facto they have to believe in his. Otherwise, they don't work. You can't play on a team and try to win a championship and people on that team don't believe they can win the championship. Because if everyone is busting their ass, every play, every move, trying to make something happen, trying to bring ourselves closer to the goal, if everyone is aligned, we can move together as a unit. But if you have people that are pussyfooting around, half full, half hot, half cold, barely dipping their toe in the pool, it's gonna hold you guys back. And so I really love their crew dynamic. I love every time Oda reminds us of it. Every time Oda shows us, I'm just like, chef's kiss, no pun intended. So yeah. Oh, and finally, Zoro tells Sanji if he wants to be useful, he should head to the live floor. Very excited to hear that. That means that Sanji's going to get involved in this Marco and Chopper fight versus King and Queen. Honestly, this has been one of the hardest arcs of all the arcs ever to figure out everyone's matchup, bro. I have no clue where anyone is going nowadays, who anyone is fighting, and I kind of like it. Like, Anime manga should not be predictable. Now it shouldn't go off the rails into some nonsense, but it shouldn't be predictable. And Oda is doing a great job of keeping us on our toes, and I love it. Anyway, I'm going to bring this review to an end with this last section. Finally, the last part shows why Nami is in the top 5 of a majority of these popularity polls. Like, I saw her and I'm like, I always forget how dope Nami is until she does something. I'm like, yeah, that's Nami. Nami's the homie. And so basically, Nami first she tries to utilize the fact that, okay, Big Mom is friends with Otama. We share a common ally, so let's get help. So she's like, Big Mom, that's actually the one that burned down what's it called, Okoroge? Burn down the village that fed you. And Big Mom doesn't even Big Mom doesn't fall for it for a second. She's like, shut up. I don't fuck with you. I don't care that, like, I don't really care about you. Like, I don't care that you're from Otama right now. Like, I'm cool with Otama. I'm not cool with you. And if that's not the most real thing I've ever seen in life, I don't know what is. Because we have all those moments where you have your friend has a friend you do not fuck with. You do not fuck with. And like you can be amiable, I guess, but you're not gonna fuck with them. I just respect the fact that Nabi tried it. She tried it. And immediately Big Mom was like, no, after I deal with her, I'm killing you. And then Nami's like, okay. And then without missing a beat, immediately it's like, so Alti, how about me and you gets Big Mom, which by the way, super crazy, super insane. That's wild. That's dumb. I don't know what Nami was thinking there, but I think she was just like, you know what? I'm not really going to fight. I'm just going to kind of like let them fight and like kind of support. And if things go south, I'm going to get out. But Alti also immediately shuts her down immediately. And when that doesn't work, Nami's like, all right, cool. We out. Komachio, bounce. And they ride out. And bro, we find out that Alti is fast as fuck. She immediately just sprints so fast that she disappears from the eyes of even like pretty much Usopp, who we can pretty much assume is going to have really advanced observation haki, who we can assume currently has really good eyesight as a sniper. So for her to disappear from his eyesight means she is going super fast. And then we see her reappear, headbutting the ever-loving mess out of Komachio. Honestly, I cringed a little bit. I felt super bad for the homie because that motherfucker is knocked out. He looks like he looks fucked up. I'm not even going to front. He looks fucked up. Obviously, he's going to be alive. I hope so. But yeah, definitely some things are broken. And Komachio ain't running anywhere for a while. So I felt really bad for him. Then after fucking up Komachio, she has the audacity to slap Otama. And at that point, Nami is just like, oh no. Oh hell no. And immediately hits her with her climb attack, full lightning. Obviously, Alti's going to recover from this, but it's the thought that counts. Basically, Nami had her own I have standards moment where she's like, all right, it was fun in games, like we were running, chasing around, but nah, I can't sit here and let you hurt a child. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the series, Nami adopts a bunch of kids, like maybe Otama, maybe not Momo because he has to be Shogun. I'm still curious. Whatever I forgot. I gotta research what happened to the kids at Punk Hazard, but I wouldn't be surprised if she kind of carried the will of her mom, who found her, and makes it a point to rescue orphans and raise them well. But like maybe she starts like a little like guild of like ninja kid thieves. That'd be really cool. But yeah, it was really cool to see Nami boss up, shut shit down. And yeah, that's about it. Something I wanted to touch on, like I said, was the irony of people being mad at others. Like you have Big Mom mad at Kaido for the treatment of Otama and Otama's people in the village that fed her. But then you have Big Mom has done really fucked up things, and Kaido has done really fucked up things, and then Alti has the right to be mad because Pepe got hit, and Pepe's like her brother. And so you have all these different relationships, and you have all these different people avenging different people. And sometimes the people that they're avenging don't deserve to be avenged because what they did was wrong. But at the end of the day, we have all these relationships. We have all these relationships, and we have all these different, friend groups and alliances, and just and standards and different codes of conduct and honor, and they play against each other at times. So I thought that was really, really interesting because like the pretty much the entire end of the chapter is just various people having legitimate grievances with the people that they are fighting. So anyway, phenomenal chapter. I'm just super excited. It was well worth the 2 week wait. Honestly, like I'm always sad whenever there's not a release, and I'll never think anything is truly worth the 2 week wait. Like I want my One Piece every week. But as far as something I had to wait for and look forward to, I was thoroughly satiated. I was thoroughly satisfied. I'm sure that there's many aspects and little hidden gems that I'm still missing from this chapter that maybe when I reread again I'll pick up and I might do another reshoot. But yeah, man, loved this chapter. I hope you did too. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think some of the matchups are going to be? Don't forget about Kid. Do you think that there's potential for Big Mom and Nami to work things out? That would be cool because it would make the transfer of power from Zeus from Big Mom to Nami just way more clean, because that I think that was a big thing in people's heads. Like, okay, but like, how will Big Mom will Big Mom okay that? I think some people thought with the creation of Hera, she just kind of will just send Zeus off to do his own thing. Who knows? But yeah, man. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Really hit that bell. I'm not joking, guys. I've been putting in work in this for months now, and I'm actually happy where we've gotten. And I just need like 20 more, just like 20 more subscribers, and I unlock a lot of new features on my YouTube, and I could do some more advertising, and I think it helps with the algorithm. So help a brother out. Anyway, thank you for tuning in to Otaku Talk. I'm your host, OD. Have a great weekend. Take care. I'll see you next week for another exciting, amazing chapter of One Piece. Take care.